Hey everyone, and welcome to Back 4 Blood, a game so good I broke my self-imposed rule about pre-ordering games. These ain't even released the damn game yet and already got my schmeckles. If you guys have been living under a rock, this is the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. Valve is still afraid of the number 3, so Turtle Rock Studios took it upon themselves to make the best damn third game in the series, not a third game in the series for legal reasons that I have ever played. Turtle Rock switches up the formula a little bit by making the game a little more grounded in realism versus the more arcadey style of Left 4 Dead, and damn if it doesn't work for this game. Take a look. Alright guys, so now back to what I said at the start of the video. I actually pre-ordered this game, and if you play games with me often enough, or if you've seen some of my other videos, you know I legitimately never pre-order games. It's gotta be really special, and this game is that. This game is special. Imagine that you're playing a beta, the best beta you've ever played, and it's this game, but then also imagine a beta is better than an actual AAA development focused game. Cyberpunk. Yeah, that stings a little. I also pre-ordered that game. Lesson learned with that one. Now let me show you what I'm talking about, baby. Like I was saying, I'm going to show off the settings and keep this all in mind. All of this is still in beta, so some of this could change. They could add accessibility options, graphics options, whatever after this video comes out. But this is all present currently in the beta. These settings here, some of these settings, there are more here in a beta than there are in full AAA developed games. It is absolutely insane. The game, if it doesn't get any praise outside of settings, every single game needs to be this way. It is absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to run through these real quick and just show them off. Of course, you can turn hit markers on and off. You can turn game coach on and off. Game coach is actually the thing that shows you like waypoints and like things that like objectives or whatever that you need to follow. So if you want a more realistic version, you can turn that off, turn the difficulty up so you do more team damage, you take more damage. It's all that. You can turn the weapons to full auto. So basically this means like pistols, not all of them are full auto, but if they're not, you can just hold left click instead of having to click each individual time. It's just a nice like quality of life feature. You can have on a take a break reminder if you invest too much time in gaming. You can change your reticle from a crosshair to a dot. You can change the color. There's text settings, text to speech, male and female. There's a load of different filters for languages here. You can turn profanity on and off. You can speech to text on and off, camera strength, waypoint, colorblind modes. We've got it all, baby. Captioning, do you want it on? Do you want it in conversations? Ambient, do you want full captions or do you want none of them? You can change the font color, the caption size, and the background of it. And in mouse and keyboard, we have sensitivity. This is like your general sensitivity. You have your ADS low sense and your ADS high sense. Absolutely amazing. All of the key bindings, every single one of them in the game is rebindable. Same for the gamepad, literally the same deal. Absolutely amazing. And then you get into graphics. This is the coolest part. So you have full screen, you got windowed borderless, and then you have windowed, of course. It auto detects your graphics card. You can change your resolution, as everyone already knows. But on beta, literally on beta, it has support for NVIDIA DLSS. I don't personally use this because I'm maxing out my FPS up here. You can't see the counter, but it's maxed out at 120 where I have it capped. If you need DLSS, it is in a beta and we have access to it. It is absolutely awesome how in tune with the development and the community that these guys are. Turtle Rock Studios, you guys are doing great. Absolutely amazing on the settings here. Look at this. It's just, you can't talk it up enough. This is absolutely great. Every single game needs to follow this right here. And without further ado, guys, we're going to get into the gameplay and give my thoughts and opinions on the beta. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy. Alright guys and girls, before we get too far into anything, the gameplay in the background is a little later in the first act, and it's actually the only act that we have access to in the beta. I am using a Vector and the Tech 9 in this gameplay. Moving on, something that's pretty unique to Back 4 Blood, showing that it isn't just a Left 4 Dead clone, is the card system. The card system tells you mission modifiers that pay gold for completing certain mission constraints, like crossing a bridge without going down, thicker fog on the map. You also have access to building your character a certain way so that each player in the group excels at something different than you and diversifies your team as a whole. You can set up someone with extra melee damage, someone with more stamina. You can replace your default weapon melee with a combat knife that one-shot. Piggybacking off the card system and the builds that I talked about earlier, you can build custom decks with cards that you've unlocked along your way in the campaign, as well as having randomized weapons and attachments for purchase in the safe house stores in-game. Some of the stuff that comes from the safe house outside of the weapons and attachments is healing items you can use on yourself or your teammates, grenades to even the odds against the large horde, and specialty items like the stun gun to keep special zombies off of you, or a toolkit to open loot rooms for yourself or your friends. Every run is different, every build can be different. This also allows for your team to be different and diversify their skill set like I talked about earlier. You can have one methed up smooth brain running around with a spiked baseball bat all Negan style, or a cool, calm, calculating sniper in the back picking off zombies. Next in the old talking points checklist is characters. The human survivor characters are all diverse with their own personality and starting cards. The special zombies are similar enough to Left 4 Dead that I think veteran players can tell them apart, tell which is which, but new enough and in their own style to be different and unique. One thing that Back 4 Blood has that Left 4 Dead doesn't is bosses. We only have access to one of them within the beta, but I can only assume that we'll see either more of this specific boss or more bosses as a whole when the game drops on October 12th this year. Another thing I want to talk about before we move on to the negative part of my review is thanking Turtle Rock for an absolutely awesome beta period. When I got my email saying that I had been chosen as one of the creators to get access, I also was given 3 invite codes, which I of course used to share it with my friends. Myself and all of my friends that played in this video were all given keys by Turtle Rock. We had an absolutely awesome time with the beta. Everyone's game ran great, no stutters, no low frame rates, no crashes. We all had the entirety of the first act. We had 0 issues the whole act. This is the most polished beta that I have ever played, and I figured that all the player feedback and bug reporting that developers are getting during this beta period is going to make impactful changes to the main game when it comes out. If this game is already this good currently, I can only imagine what the full game will be like. It might be one of the very few times that a game drops and doesn't actually need the day 1 patch. It will of course still get one because the developers have already started running disc copies of the game for the consoles, but the game is going to be one to look out for sure. I really can't give enough praise to the developers at Turtle Rock for doing such an amazing job spiritually continuing the Left 4 Dead series for players like me that have a stupid amount of time between consoles and later my PC, as well as giving a new experience for players that haven't had the joy of playing Left 4 Dead. Transitioning to the last part of my review, this is the negative part, or maybe I should say possibly negative, because I'm hoping, at least I'm hopeful that it doesn't turn out this way, but I'm going to talk about it just so you all are fully aware. This game is made by the same group of developers that actually made the game Evolve. Ever heard of it? If not, that solidifies my point. It was an asymmetrical horror game where one player started as a very large monster that could evolve as the game went on. The other 4 players in the game start as human hunters and their task tracking down the monster and killing it. The game didn't last very long at all. The game died pretty quickly early on, and on top of that there was 3 to 4 different versions of the game, all differing in price. The differing versions of the game were actually so complex and convoluted that people got together on Reddit to make a spreadsheet to show you that what you were and weren't getting for each version of the game. The reason I bring this up is that it might happen again with Back 4 Blood. The base game is $60 per usual, and it doesn't come with anything other than the base game. The next tier up is $90, and that nets you the annual pass and 4 days of early access to the game when it drops in October, as well as 3 upcoming content drops from new characters and new stories in the campaign. The final edition of the game is the most expensive, and it comes with the most perks sitting at $100. With the $100 version, you get the previously listed perks, 4 special edition skins, in-game banners, sprays, and titles. If you ask me, that's a lot to take in, and the game being $90 to $100 for the other editions is a little ridiculous for a game that has a battle pass, and also still costs $60 if you end up buying the base version. The only good thing to come from this is if you're a person that doesn't care about the other versions, as long as one person in your group has the map pack, everyone can play it. That's a good start, but that doesn't give them the free pass for it. The last option players have if they don't want to drop the full $60 to enjoy the game and they don't end up playing in one of the beta periods is to get the game through Xbox Game Pass. That's $10 a month for the ability to play the game on launch day. That's a pretty sweet deal if you're on the fence about buying the game or trying it out. With all that being said, I hope that everyone that made it this far into the video enjoyed what I had to show off and explain in this video. Thank you Turtle Rock for giving me the opportunity to make a video on the game, playing it early, and handing out keys for my friends so that they could enjoy the experience with me. Thank you all again for watching all of my videos and leaving comments so that I can continue to get better as I continue to make videos. If you liked what you saw, I would really appreciate a like as it really helps get the video out there. As a small YouTuber, that is absolutely gold. If you guys dislike the video or have criticism, please feel free to leave a comment below and I will try to adapt that criticism to my next video. This has been Old Noah, and I'm out of here. I'm gonna let the gameplay play out, and when I'm gone, I'll see you next time when I see you. Yeehaw!
Only one left!